Thank you,
Yogi,
Priya.
yeah, go ahead, Yogesh.
Yes. So I just want to introduce myself. I'm Yogeshwari from Hyse Placements and Hyse Digital Academy. So from today, we're going to start our demo classes on this training part. We have different IT domains. So from today till September 26th, we have demo classes on each domain. So guys, please try to understand the demo classes and decide on which part you're going to take it. Okay. If you have any queries after the session, you can just ask the trainer. But I hope in meanwhile in the session, please be on mute so that trainer doesn't get distracted. And once the session ends, you can write off your queries in between, and then at the end of the session, you go ahead with the queries part. So if anything more you need, you can connect with the trainer after the session.
And explain about
Thank you so
others
much.
and services.
I request the trainer to go ahead with the demo class.
Yeah. Am I audible? Hello, everyone. Yogeshwari, am I
Yes,
audible?
yes,
Yeah.
Guru,
Okay.
you're audible.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. Let me first share my screen. Can you make me the host, please?
Yeah, done, sir.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Just 1 minute. Okay. So let's get started. I'm sharing my screen now again. Please. Yeah. Okay. So welcome everyone on this session on machine learning and artificial intelligence. So in my opinion, if you have already come to this stage, if you have already decided to take this particular course, you are already on the right track. For a future which is glorious and which is highly beneficial to you. Okay, so without much ado, let's get started. So what is machine learning and artificial intelligence, right? So a lot of data is created every day by everything around us. If you look at the picture on the left hand side, it shows the amount of data that has been generated by various things, devices, machines, etc., around us. So over time, if you look at 2020, around 2 zettabytes of data was generated, and now today we are at 2021, we are at around 75 zettabytes of data that is generated. Zettabytes, a huge amount of data that is left. Most part of it is not utilized for anything in the world currently, and if we can make use of this data, we can really make a lot of we can create a lot of wonderful things in the world. So as rightly said, data is the new oil. In probably 1990s or 2000s, oil was the thing that was most important for every country in the world. So there are a lot of wars happening in the world for oil. Now data is the most important thing in the world. Whoever has the data is the king. So how is data created, right? So everything that we do in our lives, we watch a lot of movies, we watch a lot of shows on the television, we listen to a lot of music. So there is a lot of data associated with these activities. For healthcare and medical services, there is a lot of data generated. Once you go to a hospital, you take a x-ray, that is data. So that is data in terms of an image, and which can be used probably by somebody to do some automatic diagnostics, etc. Okay, you have had a medical test done. So there is a lot of details that you share with the hospital or the medical center, like your name, your age, and then so a lot of data is collected when a diagnostic test is conducted. Like what is your blood group, what is your blood hemoglobin level, what are the sugar levels, etc. This is all data. Yeah. So and when you go to shopping, when you do marketing, lot of data is generated. So you go to a supermarket and you buy certain things, and you go 10 times to that particular supermarket, and if somebody wants to see what you're doing over time, right? So what are you buying? Are you buying child products? Are you buying shaving equipment or some other things, or you are more interested in sports, etc. So all that information can be recorded, can be used in order to assess what kind of a person you are. Okay, so and people can then do a lot of marketing by using this data. Okay, a lot of travel and transportation generates data. So the way you travel from one place to another, and number of trips you are making to a particular area. And also while you travel, when you use the GPS services, a lot of data with respect to where you are spending a lot of time in your daily life, right? Where you're going, from where you're going to which location. Yeah, all this is data that can be used by somebody. It sometimes it can be scary also. Yeah, and there is information in news, there is information on education and employment, etc. So you can see that there is amount of data that is available around us, and if we can make use of some part of it in a responsible way, we can come up with some very interesting products which can be probably sold to, they can be commercialized and we can make money out of it. Or we can probably derive some insights from the data and try to understand how you can do a certain activity in a much better way. Yeah. So what are the top use cases for AI? So customer experience. Yeah. So for example, a telecom company offers you a set of services. They'll offer you a certain amount of GB of data, and then they'll offer you, the connectivity, etc. And now they want to understand how your experience is, and are you happy with the service. So they want to understand if you need, so if whatever they are offering is good or it is not good. So if it is not good, the people, the subscribers might move away from one telecom service provider to another telecom provider. Or if you're giving too much, probably are you giving too many services for a very small amount of money. So that way you can understand if you can increase the prices, or at what time, when, etc. Yeah. So and a lot of such things analytics can be done by using customer experiences, information gathered through surveys, etc. Or even monitoring your the way your daily activities. Is there any question? So I hear somebody speaking in the background. Okay. So it can be used in supply chains. People want to understand how much quantity of a particular item is required for a particular region. Let us say they are people want to so the car company they wants to sell cars, right, in a city, and they want to know how many cars are required. Depending on, so they do a lot of services. Their marketing team goes and fetches data, and then they can try to understand these many cars are required, this is the projection for the next year, next month, etc. And then they need to plan for all the for acquiring all the materials that they need to put in place in order to make it manufacture a car, right? So supply chain planning is very important. They need to ensure that their inventory doesn't get dried out before the manufacturing. So they need to meet the targets. That's one thing. Also they do not want to keep a lot of inventory, because inventory means money. So a lot of items are sitting in your inventory, sitting in the warehouse without happening anything to it. So that is lost money, right? So AI can be used in supply chain applications. Then human resources. Nowadays, probably in the future, yeah, they don't even need to have an interview with a person, right? They just gather all the information from internet, from your social media. If you can, if the data is available, or the way you're behaving, or the way you have created a CV, all the data can be assimilated into various parameters, and they can do, they can use artificial intelligence to come up to a decision with respect to how you are, with respect to your attitude, with respect to your skills, your knowledge, etc. Okay, so yeah, so that is futuristic, but even today human resources can use a lot of data with respect to your age, the number, the marks you have achieved in your 10th class or your 12th class or bachelor's, etc. Okay, it can be used for fraud detection. So you get a lot of spam emails now. So which email is spam, which is not spam, is an important thing to understand. An email service provider, he need to put in place a fraud detection system in order to understand, rightly segregate an email, a healthy email, a good email from a spam email, right? So that is one application for a fraud detection, etc. Probably will not go through each and every application here. Predictive analytics, yeah, okay. So for example, you have an equipment, right? You have a water pump that in your uh, probably not for the household utility. Let us say there is an industrial pump, right? If that pump is working well, then your oil well is going to produce oil. If let us say suddenly that pump breaks down, what happens is that they'll not be able to do any more oil production. So a predictive analytics with respect to when the pump might fail, by looking at some of the parameters of the pump, like for example, the discharge pressure of the pump, or the current of the motor that is attached to the pump, etc. So by looking at these parameters, they want to come to a conclusion whether at one particular point in time the pump is working properly, or will it break down in another 1 month or 2 months, etc. down the line. Yeah. So for example, so these are a lot of use cases that you can find in the industry. And as we go forward in time, we'll be requiring a lot of engineers who are capable of doing artificial intelligence and building machine learning models from the data available, so that insights can be extracted from the data, and that those insights can be used to come up with the better way of doing things. Yeah, so that is the main objective of a machine learning model. Okay, so let us go through some of the use cases. These are some of the pictures that I took from Google, by searching on Google. For example, one of the most famous machine learning use case is a self-driving car. Okay, so a car which can drive by itself. It doesn't need a driver, for driving, right? So the self-driving cars are already around in the world. You can see, I mean, Tesla has come up with self-driving cars, and so many other companies are actually working on self-driving technology. Okay, so the car will be mounted with cameras, and it can assess everything. It can have so many other equipment, so that it can assess everything around it and take decisions with respect to how fast it should go, which direction it should turn, etc. Okay. Some other examples are healthcare sector, wherein you can take CT scan images, uh, and understand if from just CT you can understand if the patient is having COVID like symptoms or not. Okay, I mean, does he actually have COVID, or it is some other flu? Okay, so that's an example. And you can also have from brain CT scans, you can have an AI algorithm look at it and see if the brain scan suggests any stroke related information. So is everything okay with the brain, or are some arteries blocked, or are they flowing too much? Okay, is there bleeding or stroke related stuff in the brain, etc. Those kind of decisions can be made by looking at the brain CT scans, and AI can actually help us do that. If we don't have accessibility to a radiologist, okay, who is very important for looking at these images, and to come up with the decisions with respect to the health of our brain, right? Other examples use cases can be the industrial optimization. For example, you have a process, you are manufacturing a particular product, and you want to optimize the entire process, so that you can manufacture that that particular thing by using the minimum cost while maximizing the profit. Okay, so that is something related to industrial optimization. And you also know about virtual assistants that are around us. We have Siri in iPhone, we have Alexa, we have Amazon Echo, so that are widely available in the market today, and they can do a lot of virtual assisting to us. If we ask what's the weather today, and they can immediately show up the weather for us, or if etc. So yeah, so the virtual assistants, chatbots are increasingly gaining importance in the world, where we can actually have, so for example, you have a telecom company has a customer care service, and issues have to be resolved for the customers at any point in time, 24/7. And obviously it's not possible to have people working around the clock and people being available every time, everywhere, right? So in those kind of situations, we can have chatbots which can do a smart interaction with people to understand what their problems are and to guide them appropriately. Okay. So, and also now we are getting into the exciting field of Internet of Things, where IoT devices can be installed everywhere. They can be, as you can see in the picture now, any device can be connected to any device through internet. Yeah, so we have now cloud infrastructure put in place, so all these devices can talk to each other. For example, you are going to some your hometown, and you have your AC connected to the cloud and to this internet IoT devices, and based on an app on your phone, you'll be able to switch on or switch it off as per your requirement. Okay, you can monitor activity, you can by using the surveillance cameras around your house, and then you can do a lot of switching on, switching off, according to your requirements, such that people might think that somebody is there in the house when you are actually gone somewhere outside. Yeah, so some examples like that. Yeah, so machine learning plays a huge role in these kind of applications, and it's very important thus to for new engineers, young engineers like you, to embrace this technology, this technique, and probably you might do something wonderful in your lives and for the society. Okay, and so while we have already talked about some very interesting use cases, there can also be some use cases which need some responsible behavior from AI engineers around the world. So for example, some things that I show here are related to AI being used irresponsibly. So one use case I'll show it to you, which is created for fun sake, but it can really become very dangerous when such things are created. For example, you obviously have heard about Cambridge Analytica, and how more than 50 million users, data of 50 million users was used in order to understand who they are, to do a psychological or behavioral psychographics, obtaining the psychographics of these users, and to target them during elections, in order to motivate them to vote a particular political party. Yeah, so this is a typical situation where data has been used without permission from others, and it has been used to understand how the people are, and the same information is used to send targeted messages to a targeted set of people, so that so that they are manipulated to do a certain activity that somebody else wants them to do. Okay, so this is something which goes beyond any limits, and in the in our society, it doesn't have any values. So anything that is done irresponsibly in order to gain something out of somebody else's information is wrong. And also there is one particular thing called deepfake. Today it is possible to analyze tens of millions of videos of certain people, and in order to match and map the way their facial expressions change when they are actually talk. Okay, so that artificial videos are created, fake videos are created, such that when they talk, people might think that it is the same person who talked, whereas the actual scenario is something else. So let us probably have a look at this particular video. Let me share my video once again with audio. Just a minute. Sorry for that. Okay, so please let me know if you are able to hear this. So this is a video that I found on internet, on YouTube. Okay.
It's been less than a week since the deadliest mass shooting in American history. And foremost in all of our minds has been the loss and the grief felt by the people of Orlando.
Here's the ground truth video of Obama saying the same words.
Especially our friends who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. I visited with the families of the victims on Thursday. And one thing I
Okay, so this is a short excerpt, and you can probably go through this video later on. It's an interesting application of deepfake. Such things need to be very responsibly used in machine learning. Okay, is there any question? I heard somebody speak. Okay, so if there are no questions, let's get to the next topic. So basically now we need to understand what, so we have now, let us say we have a lot of data, and what can we do with the data, right? And so this particular image I have taken from online resources. It says the complexity of the problem involved with respect to the business value derived from that particular type of modeling. Okay, so for example, data can be used to look at it to understand what actually happened. Yeah, it is something called a diagnostic activity, where we are just reporting what happened. We are looking at the data and we are trying to make some plots to understand what is actually happening in the data. Yeah, so what is the value associated with that kind of a machine learning approach? Okay, so are we, so is the session going to stop?
No, it's not going to be stopped.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so so that is called a diagnostic application, where we are looking at the data and trying to understand what is happening with the data. Okay, and now the next step is to understand the root cause of that particular incident. Yeah, so why did it happen? So we can look at various parameters and see these particular parameters have increased, and that's the reason why the blood sugar levels have increased. Yeah, so this person has started to do something in his life, and that led to the increase in the blood sugar levels. Yeah, so for example, that way we can do a root cause analysis of a particular problem. Now then we can have dashboards. We can show them all on dashboards, very neat, nice graphs, plots, etc., so that we can drive the point. We can show some insights from the data, etc. And the next step is to do a predictive analytics. Yeah, so what predictive analytics is, as we already talked, is okay, looking at the parameters and see, okay, is the system working well, or when will it actually break down? So this kind of a predictive analytics is very important, because before actually the system breaks down itself, we can indicate to the user that this particular system is going to break down, yeah, probably in 10 days or 1 month, etc. Okay, so there is a huge amount of value for that kind of an analysis. And what is prescriptive analysis? What should we do in order to ensure that your system doesn't break down? Okay, from we have an information saying that okay, the system might break down in 10 months, or 1 month or 10 days, etc. Now the next most important thing, or more valuable thing, is to understand what should we do now in order to ensure that my system doesn't break down. So what is the right range of operation of the particular pump that we are dealing with? Okay, so that is called the prescriptive analysis, and that has the maximum business value. And obviously it is not very easy to do something like this. Yeah, and machine learning can definitely help us to achieve this goal. Okay, so now let's get to the very interesting topic for all of you, obviously, is, sorry. Okay, so what are the job opportunities available for machine learning, right? So you can see that there's massive opportunities that are available for machine learning and AI industry, and the size of the market is increasing, growing day by day. So if you look at 2016, it was like 3.2 million jobs, value in billion dollars worth of market, AI market. And now in 2020 we are around 25.9 million dollar worth market now. So this is going to go exponentially up. Okay, so most of the jobs that you see in the world nowadays are related to AI and machine learning. And this is the reason why there's a huge impetus in the industry, in the educational sector also, to push the courses towards more digital kind of an education, so that more machine learning can approach, so that people, the engineers, or the students that come out of that institution are more ready to handle the jobs out there. Okay, and also I have listed some the average salaries. So this information is taken from Upgrad. Okay, it talks about the various salaries that are now average salaries that are being demanded in the industry in India. You can see that machine learning, the average salary is around 7 lakhs per annum. The Python developer 6 lakhs, and deep learning 7.5 lakhs. NLP, there's a huge amount of demand for NLP also in the industry currently, and computer vision applications. Yeah. Okay, so what are we going to cover in this course, right? So yeah, so and let me, before going to, so yeah, probably let me take you through the things that we want to cover in this course. So we will go to an introduction to machine learning. We will try to understand what are the problems involved in machine learning in much more detail. We will go through fundamentals of Python. So we'll be using Python as our main programming language in this course to carry out machine learning models. Okay, and then we'll try to understand the different types of machine learning techniques that are available, the supervised learning techniques and unsupervised learning techniques. In supervised learning, we'll go through regression techniques, mostly like linear regression, decision trees, random forests, neural networks, etc. And then we can also look at classification using decision trees, support vector machines, random forests, boosting techniques, etc. We can review some of these methods, and we can also have supervised learning, like techniques like clustering and principal components analysis. Okay, and we'll do a lot of hands-on activities and exercises, and at the end of the course we'll be having an industrial project which will help you to apply all the learnings that you have achieved in this course to a real situation. Yeah. So what are the prerequisites for this course? The first thing is passion. Yeah, I need you to pay complete attention to the class, so that whatever is taught, you can understand it in a better way. And so you need to have passion, because the machine learning is not easy. Not everybody can become a data scientist or a machine learning engineer, right? So that's one, the most important thing. The second thing is some basics of mathematics. Yeah, you need to understand, you should have a understanding of what a straight line is. Yeah, what is slope and intercept, and what is matrix multiplication, linear algebra, for example. These are things that we have learned in our 10th and in our 12th class, etc. And these are the basic things that we might need in order to be able to do a good job in learning this machine learning course. Okay, and some acumen of coding will be useful, where you know how to probably we'll go through some of the fundamentals of Python in our classes, but at least you should be able to understand how to use a for loop, how to make a function, how to import data, etc. Those kind of things. Well, I think maybe some minor acumen with respect to coding is required, because machine learning needs expertise in languages like Python, R, etc. Okay, so with this, concluding this demo session, I can now probably take questions.
Thanks, Guru. That was really great. I request you to just check on the chat once because people are like posting their queries in the chat box.
Okay. Okay, so what concepts will be covered in the 3 months program? So we will have you send a detailed syllabus so that you will know. So Manish, can you confirm on this?
Once we have
Yeah.
our complete syllabus, for whoever got registered in our website, we'll send them a mail regarding the courses and the curriculum, everything. And Yogeshwari, you can lead the section, what exactly charges and everything.
Sure. Yes. So guys, this is what all about the demo. So from today, we're going to start with all these IT domains like AWS, DevOps, Python, data science, right? So all these will be conducted till September 26, and we are charging only 300 rupees for this flagship. For this Hyse Placements and Hyse Digital Academy. So completely this program is only for 300 rupees. And yes, we also assist under your job assistance. Like job assistance will be given after this whole program. And then you'll be given a certification also where you'll be where the training on which part is given will all be seen in your certification. So this will be helpful to your career whenever you go to a placement or apart from MNC companies or any other international companies, you can just avail the certification, and this certification will be given higher priority. So this whole course is given only for 300 rupees. And yeah, apart from the course, communication skills training also will be given to you.
Done. So Yogeshwari, I'll give you a conclusion here. So team, see students, here we have started this program because to share the knowledge. Okay. So we are associated with top engineering colleges all over pan India, and we are giving these courses. It is only for 300 rupees. It's a 3 months courses, training, internship, working on live project, certification, and job assistance. Okay. So here we have in a companies more than 50 plus IT companies who are looking for a freshers with a minimum 60 plus percentage. So we have an only one criteria is the candidate should be 2020, 2021 and 2022% candidates with above 60 percentage. And some of the people are below to 2020 also they are interested with these courses. Yes, we are giving a personal reference who have a good academic percentage or they are doing any job also. If they are seriously interested, yes, we are doing it out. Okay, so friends, use this great opportunity, take this 3 months courses which is very valuable, and even share with your friends. See, you people will be getting the mails and all the details regarding this. One second, we can also, and students whoever got registered in this academy, for your registered mail IDs we'll be sending you the curriculum and everything. And from today till 26th of September, all the demo sections will be going on each day one section. Once the demo sections are done, this month end we'll be having a counseling section, and then we'll start sections from October 1st. So meanwhile, all the colleges will complete their exams before October 1st itself. So from October 1st, we are starting our training programs. I wish everyone use this great opportunity and gain a good knowledge and job assistance also. Now, guys, if you have any doubts, you can just ask us. Supriya, close the recording.
Manish, actually, they are